Hello, welcome to Disaster Thought. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird name. Um, it's something that I've been thinking of doing for a while. It's like a podcast, a sort of like a self-talk podcast. Just basically me talking about all things that I think about at the time. It's not structured or written out, so that's why I named this quote unquote podcast as Disaster Thoughts, because thoughts can be disastrous, but it needs to be what it needs to be, right? In order for one to express themselves, or one to even better structuralize their thoughts and how they vocalize their thoughts. And that's exactly why I've been wanting to do this for a long time, because I feel like the thing about me is that I'm not a well-spoken person. I don't think I express myself well in any language, be it Thai or English. Yeah, so that's why I want to talk. I want to do this podcast. Is that basically I want to talk things out just for myself to like better structuralize my thoughts and find a way to improve my speaking skills or whatever, right? See, I don't speak well at all, because like I always end sentence with like and or whatever, or something to I don't know why I do that, but let's just see if I improve with time. Well, today I have something on my mind, and it's been something that has been hanging around in my head for quite a while. If you don't know me, I work a corporate job as a UX localization specialist. So I translate the UX content from English to Thai. But in my free time, I'm a massive movie fan. I always go to see movies in cinema. I always try to attend all sorts of cinema related events. So, like today is the first day of the Bangkok Experimental Film Festival. I believe this one is the 7th festival. They've been on pause for 12 or 13 years, I can't remember. But so this year is a comeback year for this festival, and it's coming back with a bang, right? With a lot of program for visual arts, with performative art, with experimental music / visual art, and also, of course, there's a film screening program for the all the short films that people sent in. So today was kind of like an opening event, right? And there was also this performance. They labeled it as an encounter between Apishat Pong Virasetakun and Tilda Swinton. So this one is called The Last Thing You Saw That Felt Like a Movie. Okay, that was a mouthful, but that's the name. So I don't want to go into like a super detail about like what it is, right? Because that's actually not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about though is that I've been feeling this huge disconnection, this massive dissociation between what I do at work and my interest in my free time. I do feel it a lot. And it's been increasing more and more as time go by. Also, as I think my interest deepens and as my time allow for it, from last year was the year that I did take a lot of an effort in order to experience things, or in order to like go to events like film festivals or exhibition art and stuff like that, right? Like I remember so vividly that the start of the year last year, I went to Chiang Rai just to spend one day to look at the art biennale in Chiang Rai. That is also including the installation at like this school that's kind of like 1 hour drive from the city section of the town, right? And also this VR thing that Apichatpong set up and developed, right? It's called the Conversation with the Sun. It was so rewarding, it was so good, and it was like I think it truly one of the greatest moment of last year. But it also like it took a lot of effort and energy, right? To like fly from Bangkok and then stay overnight one night, and then the next day just like drive around and then fly back to Bangkok that very evening. And not to mention the other things that I did with my friends throughout the year, like going to the Pattaya Film Festival, and also watch so many films at the World Film Festival of Bangkok. So like I especially today, right, I question myself. I was so confused as to why I'm here. Like I could answer myself, right? Because I love cinema, because I love Apichatpong's work, because it really touched something deep within me. But with the dissociation that I feel between my job and this, right? I start to feel like there are these two versions of myself that I could not connect them together. I could not relate them to each other. Like, what do I do in one part of me that informs the other? What does this benefit the other version of me? I know that people's lives can be more than just work, right? And not everything you do have to gear towards the capitalistic end or the financial end, or it doesn't have to be like that. You can get to enjoy things for no reason, just because you like it. And it provides you with a fresh perspective, fresh energy in order for you to go on with life, right? I understand that. And for quite some time, cinema has been that for me. But I started to feel this huge, irreconcilable chunk of feelings. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like I don't recognize myself. anymore. And I feel like in some part of me, I feel guilty for having such separate lives. Like, if we talk about like the work side, I feel guilty that I don't want to grow. I don't feel like I want to grow in my career. I don't really care. Most of the time that I think about the career thing, it all came from external force. I want to have some sort of career growth just because I compare myself to others. Just because I feel like, oh, I've been here for 2 years or that amount of years, and hence I should have been promoted to this or that. And it's bullshit, right? I feel like essentially, genuinely, right, I don't care about it. I don't care about climbing the corporate ladder. I don't care about making huge profit from my company. I don't care. The most important thing for me is to enjoy it while I do it, and just to get money out of it, and be able to financially support myself, and to live comfortably, and to have some sort of economic power to be free and to have some time to enjoy the other side, the other part of me. Yet, I feel guilty of not wanting to grow. From the external force or whatever, I feel guilty. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why. I feel it. I can understand the source of it. But the reason that I feel it, that me as a person who is feeling this feeling, it doesn't compute with me. And if we talk about the part of me that enjoy going to cinema, I also feel some sort of guilt or some sort of dissonance or some sort of alienation. Like, I feel like I can only tiptoeing around it. I can only experience to a certain amount. I cannot devote myself fully to it. I don't know why, for whatever reason, right? I don't know, is it because I don't have anything to do with the film industry or the film circle any more than other people who love watching movie, or people who, sometimes talk about movies? I don't know. It could be that. It could be that I feel guilty because that makes me feel like I'm only experiencing it in a very surface level. Like, I'm using cinema as an escape route to my reality. Like, let's be real, when you talk about occupation and hobbies, what comes first? Like, what is the first priority? Occupation, right? Work, right? But I feel like if I'm to describe myself, the first thing that comes to mind is a cinephile, is a movie lover. It's not what I do for a living. No. But then, to label myself as a cinephile, it comes with a sort of cynicism, I think. Like, am I really a cinephile when I can only experience it to the certain extent? I could participate, but it would be only to a certain level. It rarely goes full. even though I said that I do spend a lot of energy for it, but then yeah, you understand, this is the dissonance that I talk about as well. Like the amount of energy that I spend into it is so much for me. I feel like I did so much, but then I don't feel like I am part of anything. I don't feel like I'm part of that community. I don't know if like, if me working in the film industry, even if I do that, I don't know if that's gonna be it for me. Like if I'm gonna be happy. So there's that, right? I don't know. I'm really confused. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know how I will navigate through this. Like how should I make peace with it? But then I do feel a sort of consolation from movies that I watched, from the performance that I saw. I do feel some sort of like nourishment. Then again, I feel a lot of exhaustion, a lot of yeah, a lot of that, a lot of sighs. I don't know if this is really what I think. Like like I don't know if this is like true or genuine, or is it only just because I'm really tired and then I'm just like displeased with things and then come up with shit to rationale my tiredness. So I don't know. So yeah, I guess that's it, folks. That's the disaster thoughts. The first episode. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload it somewhere. But well, see you when I see you then.